Just come back from visiting Her Honor, the Lieutenant Governor, and I've asked her to dissolve the legislature and issue the writs of election for Tuesday, September 10th. It's time for a new mandate to keep moving Manitoba forward.
That was Manitoba Progressive Conservative leader Brian Pallister announcing maybe the worst kept political secret in the province. Manitobans will head to the polls September 10th. Pallister announced in June that the election would be moved up from its scheduled date in October 2020. Pallister won 40 of the province's 57 seats back in 2016. The opposition parties are focusing their criticism so far on Pallister's health reforms, while the Tories say the election will be about keeping taxes low and attracting business investment. Meanwhile, we are just 10 weeks out from federal election day. Let's bring up our countdown clock, 69 days away, and the parties are, of course, positioning themselves before the campaign is officially launched sometime next month. Who's out front as we head into the final few weeks of the summer? The CBC's polls analyst Eric Grenier is here with the latest update on the poll tracker. Hi, Eric. Nice to see you. It's been a while. What is the latest update?
Well, the latest numbers are actually pretty interesting because we're starting to see the Conservatives and the Liberals really get into a neck-and-neck race. If we bring up those numbers, the Conservatives still have a narrow lead over the Liberals, but they're now at just under 34%, and the Liberals are now up to about 33%. And you can see since July 26th, which was a couple weeks ago, that you have seen that the Conservatives have dropped and the Liberals have picked up. The New Democrats are trailing now with just under 14%. The Greens, they've been holding steady now at around that 10-11% mark. The Bloc Québécois at 4%, and the People's Party at 3%.
And what about the efficiency of the vote? What does it say about seats?
That's where things have really changed. The seat projection right now, it's more or less still a toss-up, but it is favoring the Liberals, that the Liberals would be more likely to win more seats with these kinds of numbers than the Conservatives.
That's a switch, right?
It is a switch. This is the first time we've had the Liberals leading in the seat projection since more or less once the SNC-Lavalin affair broke in February. If you look at those numbers, you can see that the Liberals are now narrowly ahead of the Conservatives in the total seat count. That range shows that there's a lot of possibilities for different outcomes. The New Democrats on track to lose quite a number of seats. The Greens pick up a few. Why the Liberals are able to be in this position where, despite trailing by a marginal amount nationwide, is because they still lead in Ontario and they lead in Quebec by a significant margin. That more or less puts them in a better position than the Conservatives. They have their big lead in Alberta, big lead in the prairies, doesn't give them enough seats. So right now, if you had to bet on it, you wouldn't bet a lot of money, but you would bet that the Liberals would be in a better position to emerge out of all of this.
I would bet no money. It's not safe to bet on elections at all, but
yes.
Good point. I noticed at the bottom there, PPC, People's Party of Canada. Interesting story today as well involving its leader, Maxime Bernier, who has not officially been invited to participate in the big debate that's set for the first week of October, that CBC will be one of the broadcasters for.
Yeah, that's right. The other leaders, we knew they were going to get in because they had met the criteria, which was that you had an MP elected under that banner and that you're running 90% of candidates, or you had at least 4% of the vote in the last election. Where Bernier had a chance was that he is going to be running 90% of candidates. The debate commissioner concluded that he met that criteria. What he didn't meet was whether he had a chance to elect candidates. The commission says you need to be able to elect multiple candidates. And the commission, in the letter to the People's Party, said that after looking at the polls, after looking at sites like the poll tracker, that they had come to the conclusion that it was unlikely that the People's Party would be able to elect at least a second MP. And what they're going to do now, they're asking for the People's Party to provide a list of 3 to 5 ridings by August 23rd, where they think they have a chance of electing someone. And then the commission, it seems from the letter that they will actually do some polling to figure out if the People's Party has a chance to win those seats or not.
And we know that Maxime Bernier wrote to them this is his response, at least the press release. He said in a letter sent on July 22nd, the leader argued that, on the contrary, recent political context in Canada and other Western democracies suggest that a populist party, even though it was founded only very recently, had an excellent chance of rapid growth and electing candidates. So it's kind of interesting to see what some of the rationale will be for trying to push the case that he should participate.
Trying to make the case that if other populist parties can be elected in other countries, that can happen in Canada. I don't know if the debate commissioner is meant to look at other countries to see what's going to happen, but it'll really come down to what ridings he's going to choose that he thinks he has a chance, and whether the debate commissioner agrees that he does have a chance or not in those ridings.
We shall see. 69 days to the election. Thanks, Eric. The CBC's Eric Grenier. Hi, I'm Vashi Capellos, host of Power in Politics. See more of our show by subscribing to the CBC News channel or click the link for another video. Thanks for watching.